Game 4 of 4 under the lights. It's dark, and it is time for Division II Men's Soccer National Championships here at the NCCAA. We are live in Kissimmee, Florida, in the shadow of the Orlando International Airport at the wonderful Austin-Tindall Sports Complex. I'm Kyle Bond. Thank you so much for joining us for Division II Men's Soccer National Championships. On the other field, the 3-seed and the 5-seed, Pensacola Christian and Moody Bible Institute. Here on this field, you will see the 4-seed Randall and the 6-seed Johnson University of Tennessee. So let's get the starting lineups for the lower seed Johnson of Tennessee. In goal, Guillermo Catania, who has missed a decent portion of the season but is ready to go now. Also midfielder Isaiah Rowe, one of a number of award winners in this Johnson lineup. Rowe in and out with knee injuries, but he is here and healthy and ready to play. So Johnson at relatively full strength as we push forward. For the 4-seed, the Saints of Randall University, as we get their starting lineup, a 4-3-3 it will look. Leading the lines is Harry York, wearing number 4. That is your look at these two teams. Number of English players on this Randall team. Mentioned Harry York. He's a sophomore from Tottenham, just outside London. Holy Gabode is from Peckham, England. He's also in the starting lineup, as you saw. He will be flanked out left on the wing. A couple of others as well. Charlie Cartwright from Leeds. Aaron Edwards also from Leeds, so a number of Englishmen in this lineup. Edwards will be a major force in that midfield, and Alexander Stankovic from Belgrade, Serbia was an imposing presence in that Randall midfield as well. Randall was here last year as the number 1 seed in the Division II tournament. As the 4 this time around, seeding always difficult when some teams have played, some teams have not. Sometimes you just have to go with what you know and let it play out on the field. That's what we're about to do here between these two squads. Randall and Johnson. You've got Randall in the gray and gold. Hopefully we'll be able to see their numbers. And Johnson in the blue and white. It's the two teams conference. We get ready to get this one kicked off. It's been a long and arduous day on the field and off it. A lot of people to thank to have these tournaments here and ready to go. A couple of men's Division I results from earlier today. Bethesda, the 6th seed in Division I, knocked off Dallas Christian, the 9, 13-2. We saw the 8 seed Central Christian and the 5 Carolina, as Central Christian won that 3-0. The lower seed taking that game. And then the 4-seed Erskine defeated the 7-seed Dallas Baptist 3-0. This is the first game of the Division II tournament. 2 pools of 3 teams. The top 2 teams will head to the finals on Saturday. Underway, Randall starts us off. Randall skipping it along the back line. No pressure here early on from Johnson. Booted high in the air. These two teams just looking to feel each other out here in the opening minutes. Johnson controlling. Skipped into midfield, stolen away by Randall, but booted out. We just had a very messy game in our last one in the Division I side. Things starting out a bit frenetic here between these two squads. Just a minute and a half in. Now into the left, Gunnar Rogers for Johnson. Rogers under the right foot, moves it into the middle, out of the reach of Azariah Fredrickson, and to Randall. Stays in play on the far side. Randall's winger kept that one in. Holy Bode. Comes to Johnson now. Braden Rhines now to his center back partner, Branson Bridges. Bridges looking for an option. Instead, he just goes back to Rhines. Rhines pushes forward. Up the line, looking for Cameron Galden. Stankovic. Here on the right, it's Charlie Cartwright. Cartwright has an overlap to his right. That's Tyson Scott. Scott has a lot of space. He's got help in Cartwright directly next to him, or he could send in the cross. It's a low-line drive of a cross, and out of the reach of, I believe that's Edwards. Chance in front of net. Oh, it just goes wide for Randall. Harry York with an opportunity there in the middle. Nearly came for him. Just put it wide. Deep cross, right into the danger area. Bodies everywhere, and there's a foul called. It will go to the way of the Royals of Johnson. Just going to get this disclaimer out of the way now. But to do our best here to identify Randall players, but gold on gold is about as difficult as it is to see numbers. So, do our best. Headed forward. Johnson controlling. Up the line looking for Rogers. It's collected by Scott. Rogers trying to filter his way forward off the back shoulder of Scott. Well defended. Now it's cycled around to the left. Booted forward. That's York. Off his head and into the waiting arms of Guilherme Catania. Brazilian in goal for Johnson. Rowe and Edwards battling in midfield. Edwards wins out. Moving down the right is Randall. It was for Cartwright. It comes to Stankovic. Now here's Scott. And it's out for a throw. Randall coaching staff likes what it sees here early on. We're just 7 minutes in. A lot of soccer to be played here in the final game of an 8-game slate today across 2 fields. Pensacola Christian and Moody Bible are on the other field as we speak. Cross delivered in, flicked on the header. No one there at the far post, though, to deliver it, or to receive it, excuse me. And now Johnson can break. Ball down the right. Pair of blue jerseys down there. Gable and Galden both giving chase. Galden tried to find Gable with his pass. It was rejected, and it's a Randall throw down in the attacking third. Throw is in. Edwards. Nope, that's Bodie. Bodie, it falls for him. Well defended, and that's a foul. Foul on Holy Bodie. Dalton Miller, the one who was felled. Catania will boot this. Right-footed blast into the mixer in the middle of the field. Headed forward by Randall. Johnson with possession on the far side. Stolen away. Long distance effort, that's going to go wide. Bodie tried to take that on his right foot, and he just skittered it along the ground. Anytime you shoot from that far away, you'll need to get underneath it, put some air under the ball, otherwise the grass will slow it down by the time it reaches its target. Tyson Scott again has Gunnar Rogers defended well. Bodie back to Edwards. Around us, Matty Cortolo. Cortolo upright for Cartwright. Cartwright drops to the ground and drops a Johnson player. Foul on Randall as the Randall coaching staff screams for his team to get back. Deep ball. Johnson trying to put it in the attacking third. Rogers leaves it for Gable. Gable a lot of freedom to move from left to right. Wanted to put the deep ball with his right foot. Instead, he squares it across. Isaiah Rowe will calmly move it back. Pace for Randall. Johnson secures. Through the middle, Fredrickson. Back for Catania. We'll see if he goes long or plays it square. That's square to the right for Kearns. Perry Kearns, the right back. Buzzing you here is the lights above us, giving us life here in the dark of night. Gunnar Rogers onto his left. That's defended well again by Tyson Scott. Tyson Scott has covered Rogers early on and has done well through the first about 12 minutes of play. Johnson throw. Actually, this is a corner as that went over the end line. Corner to be taken by Dylan Halberton. Deep with the right foot. That's dangerous. Headed away. Good delivery. It's still in. Poke to the goalkeeper. Collecting is Jared Spencer. Spencer, a senior from Enid, Oklahoma. Braden Rhines is fouled. Decently matched battle is brewing here on field 4. Snatched away by Randall. Good skill by Bodie on the wing, but it doesn't find a gold jersey. Filtered across. Randall holding possession. Laura to Planson, and now across to Scott. Johnson with some movement forward. Randall scrambling back. Right-footed delivery by Halberton. Into the area. The goalkeeper, Spencer, plowed over a player, and now this shot goes wide. That's going to be a corner. Deflected off. The Johnson bench is elated at the chance here for a corner on the far side. They've already had one from this near side that was taken by Halberton. Looks like Cameron Galden is going to go grab this one. If it's with his right foot, it will be an outswinger. No, he's going to go left foot, will Galden. So this is going to swing in. Left-footed in-swinger, just not high enough. That's never going to be a danger unless it's planned and there's a player there. This one, the return ball was much better, though, and it was lashed at by Josiah Gable out of play for a goal kick. Under a half hour to go, under 29 minutes to go. No score, no breakthrough between Johnson and Randall, the Royals and the Saints. Pass was left short. Dangerous chance there, but taken very quickly by Dalton Miller. Unable to capitalize on the Randall defense scrambling after that pass. Grounds crew behind us taking care of the fields and cleaning up for the last game of the day. Hear the golf cart chugging along behind. Settled on the far side by Fraser Whitman. Whitman pairing with Holy Gbodi. Likely the flag would have gone up there had Cameron Galden latched onto that ball. Referee let them play as Randall collected. Whitman sends it back. Now up the gut. Charlie Cartwright looking for an opening. Settled back. Planson to Lara. Scrap for possession on the far side. Randall has it at the moment. The Saints have struggled to get significant possession across the midline. They've held it well along their defensive back line, but have not had many options to bring the ball forward and carry it across into the half court. Edwards sends it back. Planson. Stankovic. Stankovic skipping around two defenders. Gets a screen and now has to send it back again. So Randall holding significant possession over the past 5 minutes or so, but really has nothing going past the midline. Looped forward, out for a throw. That's good defending. On the far side, Perry Kearns able to head that one out. Kearns, along with Josiah Gable over there defending as well. Out for a goal kick. The NCCAA Network is powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. .25 minutes to go. Just under that. Here in the first half, no score. Randall and Johnson. These two teams both still looking for a foothold in this game. Randall beginning to assert its possessional dominance, but still has not produced anything in front of net. Bodies all over the place. Referee lets that continue. Bodie, Edwards, now Whitman. That was Corotolo looking for a foul. Nothing doing. Here's a big, deep boot. Header just over the bar. Big opportunity. Charlie Cartwright was there. It was Harry York. The striker was in position in the box and just headed it over the bar. Wonderful delivery by Edwards even to make that happen. Cartwright surprised by that quick throw. Out of play to Randall. Planson. He wanted to take that quickly. Instead, he hands off to Scott. Scott again. Back to Planson. Harry York, striker, coming back to hold the ball up. There was nobody there for that flick, though. And here's Johnson. Snatched away by the Saints. Corotolo, nice back heel to Whitman on the far side. Whitman blocks that rejected pass. Keeps possession. Lara. The captain hammers it deep. It's defended by Halliburton. Now Johnson controls. Randall throw on the far side. Here's a chance for Randall to build something in the attacking third. That header by Harry York, really the best chance they've had so far. Otherwise, not much in the attacking third. Here's a turn and shoot. That one's relatively simple for Catania to stop. Hard but dipping goal kick, or a punt there from Catania. Some token pressure from Randall, forcing a bit of panic at the back. Johnson manages to push forward now, though. Rowe collected. Here he is back to grab that and sends it back to his goalkeeper. Catania will try again. Another deep boot. This one has Lepp's dip to it. Gable was there to head it, but it's grabbed by Randall. Up the left. Bodie chasing that. Rowe. Over on the right side with Gable. The front three for Johnson have all kind of rotated around left and right. Josiah Gable, Gunnar Rogers, and Cameron Galden all popping up in different places along that front line of this 4-3-3. Looking for Azariah Fredrickson up that line. Headed back out, and they'll try again. There's space for Gable if they find him down there in the middle. Instead, it's given away here up the left. Miller trying to win that back. Does get a momentary bobble. York sends it back. Cartwright. Cartwright down the line. And it's out of play. Bodie loses it out for a goal kick. And we'll have our first substitution of the game. Coming in for Johnson, Tanner Gilpin. Gilpin will replace Cameron Galden. Trinity Baptist College is offering 4-week online courses over the Christmas break, allowing you to earn credits towards eligibility. Finish that here in a moment. Holy Bodie rips a shot that's blocked. It's 1-on-2. That's out for a corner. Corner for Randall. And an opportunity here with 19 minutes to go before halftime. Trinity Baptist allowing you to earn credits towards eligibility before the spring semester begins. For more information, visit www.tbc.edu/winter to learn more about those Christmas break 4-week courses. It'll be a left-footed effort from the corner flag. Here's the in-swinger. Good delivery to the far post. Oh, saved well by Catania. Wonderful header. Guilherme Catania, big save. It'll come back at them with yet another corner. That one not nearly as good of a delivery. Handball, but it was unintentional and not an unnatural position. Good call by the referee not to give that. No advantage gained by the defense on that handball. Nowhere around, or nobody around that defender. I believe it was Rowe who had the ball just pop up and clip his arm. But there was nothing in that. Nice slide tackle to stop that. Here goes Randall. Bodie. And a chance at the far post. It's out for another corner. Holy Bodie has been a furious presence on the field. Third corner in quick succession. This one they're going to take short. Now a left-footed line drive delivery saved by Catania again. Guilherme Catania coming up big in multiple spots here midway through the first half. And with 17 minutes to go, it remains scoreless. Wonderful set-piece chances by Randall, but they cannot get past what has so far been a brick wall in Guilherme Catania. Deep delivery, what a goal! An absolute stunner! And Randall goes in front. Oh my word! From deep in the Kissimmee night. Finding the top corner and in. Charlie Cartwright with a brilliant moment. And Randall goes up 1-0. What a fabulous finish by Charlie Cartwright from deep outside the top left corner of the box. A speculative left-footed delivery. And now here comes Johnson. They could have a response. It goes wide. That's for a corner. It was clipped out. Gunnar Rogers trying to catch Randall sleeping after they've celebrated that moment. Johnson trying to respond quickly. Under 16 minutes to go. Out to take this corner, Dylan Halliburton. This will be a right-footed outswinger. There it comes, chipped high to the far post. There's a headed opportunity by Fredrickson. It just goes over the top of his head. Miller maintains possession for Johnson. Rowe loses it for a moment, has to send it back around to the right. Cycles possession. Kearns sends it up the right. Deep into the box. Headed away. Wow. A moment of brilliance, the difference in this game so far with 15 minutes to go in the first half. Charlie Cartwright. A left-footed gem. Guilherme Catania unaware and unable to stop that brilliant Little chipped goal. Remind me a lot from the opposite side. Digging deep into the archives here for this one. Foul. Holy Bodie. Digging deep into the archives for this one, but as a staunch Fulham supporter, reminds me of the Clint Dempsey effort against Juventus in the Europa League. From the top corner of the box into the top corner of the net. Good boot. Nobody there, though. Rowe keeping possession. Settling it down. Rowe's going to go up the right side. Tanner Gilpin, the substitute. Right-footed cross. Headed away. 13 minutes to go in the first half. Miller. Miller has it snatched away by Matty Corotolo. Bodie has it picked out of his pocket. Here's Edwards on the far side. Swung around to Scott. Holy Bodie. Bodie chips it up for Scott. That's a wonderful bit of skill. See what he can do with it one-on-one. It's poked out for a throw. Excellent job by Holy Bodie, who has been a dangerous presence on both wings so far for Randall. Bodie, a senior from Peckham, England. Deep throw. Doesn't get past the first man, but it's just over the bar. That's a corner. It's headed away dangerously by Halliburton into the box. And now it'll be a Randall corner. Quick update from the other Division II game on the other field. Currently 1-1 between Pensacola Christian and Moody Bible, but that is not the big news. Pensacola Christian playing with 10 men thanks to a red card in the first half. So we'll see how that progresses. We'll keep you updated. That game coming from Pool B. Pool A here with Randall and Johnson. York. Whitman. Whitman sends it along the back line. Now Farrow. Reese Farrow over to Renan Lara. Lara the captain. Directed down the left. Cartwright giving chase. His goal, the difference in this game with 9.5 to go in the first half. And what a goal it was. Johnson looking to counter. Nice tackle by Edwards. Here's Corotolo. That's a foul. Referee, a slight chat with Dalton Miller, who gave a little bit too much hip into Corotolo's thigh. Farrow. Corotolo. Left a little short by Stankovic, stolen away momentarily, but Cartwright has it back. Not sure what Cartwright was looking for there, but it's sent into the heart of the Johnson defense. Rogers on the overlap has Gable. Gable sends it back to Rogers, and it's rejected by Randall. Here's Halliburton on a throw. York. Square for Cartwright, who recycles. Halliburton. Rogers sends it behind Fredrickson. And now snatched by Cartwright. Cartwright around row. Recycles. Corotolo out left. Here's Edwards. Lara. Edwards. Nice move up the left on the overlap. Fraser Whitman. Whitman has space. He waits for the defender to get back. Now delivers the cross. Bodie was there waiting, but it's clipped away by Halliburton. Coaching staff wants Bodie to take the throw quickly. He's going to leave it. In comes Reese Farrow. We'll see what Farrow has in the long throw tank. He's winding up. Here it is, deep into the box. That's an excellent throw. Ball bouncing around. It went off the chest of a blue shirt, but able to be cleared. That is a dangerous weapon, that long throw. Teams often struggle to deal with that defensively. Scott. Randall gaining a foothold in this game with 5.5 to go before halftime. Stankovic around his defender, Dalton Miller. Has to pull it back, though. Lara. Edwards, one touch out wide. There's Whitman on the overlap again. He's got good speed. Maintains possession. Able to cut inside. He's got some time. The ball's bobbling around. Not cleared. Here's Bodie. Bodie flicks it. Defended hard, maintains possession. That cross from Whitman was dangerous, but there was nobody there to take it. And it's a goal kick. That defensive effort gets a good hand from the Johnson bench. 4 minutes to go before the break. At the moment, Charlie Cartwright's stunner is the difference in this game. Good header forward by Edwards. York can't get on it. Another header. That's a Randall throw. Rejected and out of play. Fredrickson pokes it away. Temperature steadily dropping here in the Kissimmee night. Looking at 63 at the moment. Bump in the back. Whitman goes down. See how Randall plays this, if they want to take a big boot at it and send it into the box, or if they're going to cycle it around possessionally. It's at an awkward distance, so they will maintain possession. 2.5 to go. Want to pick their spot. Lara and Farrow touching between the two. Edwards slams it forward, but it just finds a blue shirt. Stankovic, nice move. York's touch, though, is wayward. Randall has to check back with 2:10 remaining. Johnson has maybe an opportunity to snatch one before halftime. Nope, turnover. York brought right back by Bridges. Rhines out wide for Kearns. Up the line. In goes York. Nearly had it opening. Referee says play on. Fredrickson. Rowe. Every Johnson touch. They have to work so hard to maintain possession. Randall pressing very, very hard. Bridges. Out to the left for Gable. Gable is thrown to the ground by Bodie. Bodie has to be careful about accumulation of fouls. Could potentially be in yellow card territory. Deep ball. Rejected away by the Randall back line. .45 seconds to go before the break. Game getting a little chippy here towards the halftime section of the game. That long ball into the waiting arms of Jared Spencer. Spencer will take all the time afforded to him. And now feeds it out left. Lara. Lara has space as we get an airplane overhead here in the shadow of the Orlando International Airport. In Kissimmee, Florida. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and that'll do it. For the first 45 minutes of play, the difference, Charlie Cartwright's screamer from outside the box. He looped it over the head of the goalkeeper from way far out. And that stunning goal, the difference in this game, it's 1-0 Randall. We'll come back and give you our Score International halftime stats before the second 45 is upon us here in Pool A play of the Men's Division II NCCAA National Championships here on the NCCAA Network.
One-week mission trip changed my life, and I think it could change yours too. For the past 35 years, Score International has been mobilizing others to go and make disciples of all nations. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips that partner with a long-term sustainable ministry. We organize and lead trips that allow you to use your gifts and abilities for kingdom work. Contact us today to impact a life.
The NCCAA mission states, "We serve members by setting association standards, developing communications resources, providing regional and national competition, and partnering in outreach to our communities and the world." Bylaws, eligibility, statistics, and championships are all part of being an athletic association. Our services help propel intercollegiate athletics on and off campus. We intentionally place our student athletes and coaches in Christian service projects during championship events to answer the question, what would Christ do in these communities? The NCCAA mission states, "We are committed to equipping student athletes and coaches to make a positive impact for Christ." Equipping student athletes and coaches involves the creation and distribution of tools and resources needed for a particular purpose. We promote outreach and ministry for the enhancement of athletic competition with a Christian perspective. One tool is Game Plan for Life, a character initiative to promote the biblical characteristics of love, integrity, faith, and excellence. Equipping student athletes with a game plan will remain with them throughout their entire lives.
Campbellsville helped me to get a job, get my master's, to prepare myself for the world.
It offers students a tremendous amount of opportunity to get real-world experience.
We see Christian students, non-Christian students. We see people from every walk of life.
It's such a good place to be.
It kind of reminds me of home. Your teachers actually look out for you here. You feel invited as soon as you walk in.
You're not going to find any better place to help students achieve what they want.
Our world's been rocked by fear and economic uncertainty, but Columbia International University is praying for you. We invite you to invest in yourself by enrolling in our #1 rated online programs. We promise you an affordable, high-quality education and a place of peace. Enroll today.
The NCCAA mission states, "We are an association of Christ-centered collegiate institutions whose mission is to use athletic competition as an integral component of education, evangelism, and encouragement." The impact of the NCCAA has been felt for 50 years throughout the country and around the world. Encouraging mission trips is at the heart of this impact. We know short-term missions impacts everyone involved and changes the trajectory of lives. Sometimes it can affect the missionary as much or more than those being served. Our Sports Ministry Fund has supported more than 5,000 individuals via domestic and international missions. We exist not only to crown national champions, but to share the love of Christ wherever it is needed.
A one-week mission trip changed my life, and I think it could change yours too. For the past 35 years, SCORE International has been mobilizing others to go and make disciples of all nations. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips that partner with a long-term sustainable ministry. We organize and lead trips that allow you to use your gifts and abilities for kingdom work. Contact us today to impact a life.
Back live for our halftime stats presented by SCORE International. 1-0 Randall leads over Johnson, Tennessee. Shot count 10-6 in favor of Randall. They held the lion's share of the possession as well. 4-3, they lead on corners. Johnson made 3 saves out of those 10 shots. Not all of those 10 shots necessarily on target. In fact, 4 of those 10 shots were on target, which makes sense given those 3 saves and the 1 goal. 5-2, Randall in the advantage on the foul count. Referee kept the lid on that first half, but it got a little chippy towards the end of the first half. Those are your halftime stats. Presented by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. We are just waiting on Matty Corotolo to finish getting his shin guards taped. And then we can start the second half. Randall and Johnson have switched sides. Second 45 minutes underway. Randall leading Johnson 1-0 thanks to a stunning goal. Absolutely sensational delivery by Charlie Cartwright from deep in the night with his left foot. Chipped the goalkeeper and found the top right corner. We have a score of the game after this as well, and you can bet that if there's more goals in this game, that is certainly going to be the front runner. It would take some effort to beat Charlie Cartwright's goal for our score of the game. Holy Bodie is a physical presence for this Randall attack. Not sure what that was looking for by Harry York. He was a good deal out of the net, and the goalkeeper was there. Randall head coach telling some of his substitutes to get going. See what he comes up with. Cross is collected by Guilherme Catania, who performed quite well in the first half. Mentioned 3 saves. In fact, he made 3 in quick-fire succession at one point on a number of corner kicks that went back-to-back to back. That's the goal scorer, Cartwright. To Edwards. Sends it around. Stankovic powering forward, holding off a defender. York. He can't get around 2 blue shirts. Here's Bodie. Bodie getting help from Tyson Scott on that right side. Right-footed delivery. Popped into the air. Rowe. Now here's a chance. Corotolo just over the bar. Loose ball fell to the feet of Mateo Corotolo, and he slices his effort just over the crossbar. Hammered out by Isaiah Rowe. Rowe, the sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. Randall maintaining its possessional advantage. Clearly on top in that regard, but Johnson has not backed down. The Royals have not really worked too many opportunities in front of goal. It's been slim pickings for them. They have defended exceptionally well. It has taken an absolutely stunning goal to break their lines. Down the left, here's Fraser Whitman. That's a wonderful delivery, and it bounced just in front of Whitman. Bodie tipped it over the head of Dylan Halbertson. But it's out of play to the Royals. Down goes Gunnar Rogers. Temperature continues to drop here in Kissimmee, Florida. Right now, says 63 degrees, but it certainly feels cooler than that. Probably didn't help that it was a nice balmy 75 for most of the day, 78. A shoulder into Dalton Miller. Corotolo trying to plead his innocence, but the coaching staff says, no, that was a foul. Just move back. They're going to stop the clock for a substitution. Off comes the goal scorer, Charlie Cartwright. Into the game for Randall. Well, we don't have a number 7, so we'll find that out for you. Looks like that's Gabriel Lael, who is coming into the game. Big boot for Johnson. Headed away relatively easily by Lara. It's coming back at him. Touch to the right. Shots rejected. Gable is in there. Miller sends it in again. There's Gable. Dispossessed. Whitman, who has a good burst of speed, trying to get around a couple defenders. Here's the substitute, Lael. Lara mishit that, looking for Whitman. Not terribly close to its target. Lara backed up by Reese Farrow, and that's out for a throw. Johnson has had a decent spell of possession here. This one booted away over touch. This is easily one of the more lengthy spells of possession for Johnson throughout this game, but a bit of sloppy possession there, and it goes out for a Randall throw. The NCCAA Network is powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Beautiful back heel. Here's Lyell. Gabriel Lyell 1-on-3. Centers it for York. York around 2 defenders. Left-footed cross, and that's snatched away by Catania. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. York back into midfield. Lyell 1-2. His pressure sees it sent out for a goal kick. Johnson has been better here in the second half. 10 minutes have gone by in the second half, still 35 to go. 1-0 the score. Charlie Cartwright's stunning goal, the difference between these two teams on the scoreboard. Foul by Bodie. Looks like this will be the last warning for Holy Bodie as far as foul count goes. Chance for Johnson. Fraser Whitman stops that. Gunnar Rogers called as he is fouled. And he is down holding his shin. Right-footed effort deep from Rowe. That was a wonderful cross delivery into the box. No one was able to get on the end of that from Isaiah Rowe, but boy, was it a delivery. Johnson feels like they're on the verge of something. This is the closest they've come to a lengthy spell of possession all game. They've held the ball for a significant portion of the last 5 minutes. Here comes Fraser Whitman for Randall. Randall on the counter. Whitman sends it wide right, but Holy Bodie isn't there. Edwards launches it forward, and it careens off the chest of Stankovic. Loose in possession from Gable. Johnson now dealing with a chance down the other end for Randall. Cross sliced through the area. Harry York put that one in. Nobody was there. Here's Bodie from deep, right into the waiting arms of Catania. Flicked on. Curran sends it away. Under a half hour to go here in this second half. Over the head of York. Chance for Bodie. Touches to his right. Again to his right. Through two defenders. Shot! Saved! Catania with another fabulous stop. Just able to get his right hand to it. Vicious effort from Holig Bodie. Corner here as Whitman will take. Whitman's effort, a laser beam. There was a man there at the near post. Oh, what an effort from Stankovic, was blocked. That was a great chance from Alexander Stankovic. Johnson on the break. Corotolo snatches it away. Now he has an opportunity. There's nobody there with him. Corotolo wanted some help, and no one came with him. Little bit of infighting between Randall here. Have to shake it off. Whitman. Whitman deep for York. That is a great ball. Oh, just over his head. Wide right. Johnson trying to grab a little bit more possession. Whitman up the middle. Bodie to his left, York to his right. He goes Bodie. Tight angle. Can he get around the defender? No, it's poked away for a corner. Excellent break by Randall. And now it's the Saints who have swung into the ascendancy here in the second half. Johnson had a good spell of about 7 to 10 minutes of possession, and now Randall on top and threatening. Whitman to take again with the left foot. It was a laser beam last time. We'll see if he goes over the top. He does. Bodie is there, poked in over the bar. That's going to be off a defender and out for another corner. Boy, it looked like there was an initial effort that came off of Holy Bodie, and then he followed it up by lashing his foot, and it went up and over, deflected. Edwards is the option short. They're going to go long again. Whitman, another laser beam, like the first header, away again. That was York this time. It stays with Randall. Stankovic goes down. Nothing there. He went over the ball. Randall screaming for a penalty, but he went right over the ball. Edwards is going to play it wide. Player still down. Whitman fighting for it. And there's the injury timeout. That actually is Corotolo who's down. Thought it was Stankovic that went over the ball. Instead, Matteo Corotolo is the one rolling around to the ground. May have knocked the wind out of him as he's holding his chest on all fours. From this angle, good no call by the referee, as it looked like he just kicked the ball and went down hard. Holding his chest is Corotolo. He comes off with the trainer. Dalton Miller and Josiah Gable taking some instructions from the Johnson coaching staff, taking that opportunity to do so. Corotolo comes off. They're going to get him back on, it looks like. Playing with 10 men right now is Randall. Johnson just taking its time filtering around. Corotolo back on now as he races to his midfield position. 25 minutes to go. Still just 1-0. Both sides have had chances. Charlie Cartwright with the difference maker. Boy, what a goal that was. A moment to remember for Cartwright. We won't talk about if he meant to do it. Whitman, ball's in the air. High boots from both sides. Gable with the throw. Fredrickson. Now here's Rogers. Rogers back to Isaiah Rowe. Rowe out wide. Fredrickson. Back to a defender. He's closed down by 2 men. Rogers comes away with it. Sends it deep for Gable. And that's rejected. Corotolo. He gets fouled again and is holding his shin. Referee allows it to play on. Central Christian College of the Bible is now offering the Master of Arts in Ministry Leadership at its Missouri and Kentucky campuses. This very affordable and distinctive program combines online career coaching and on-campus course to enhance personal leadership skills and lead congregations towards health. Now's the time to advance your ministry. Find more at cccb.edu. Bodie, back for Whitman. Whitman sends it back to the goalkeeper, Spencer. York. He wants a ball for Bodie. That was the right move, cutting inside, but just in the passing lane was Braden Rhines. Looking to stop the clock here while the ball is retrieved from down in the ditch in the far corner. Throw goes up the line. Lael, York. York's boot may be deflected, but it comes to Bodie. Nice little move by Bodie to create some space. He's defended hard by Kearns. Sends it into the box. There's two defenders there. And it's out. Cortolo. Around Fredrickson, now steps to the other side. Cortolo looking for some help. He's asking for some kind of movement. Here's Whitman. Whitman's going to send a cross in. There's York, nearly slides to meet it, just out of his reach. Cortolo has been frustrated a couple of times tonight with the lack of movement in the Randall attack. Substitution coming for Johnson, as we'll see Cameron Galden come back in. "20 minutes to go in the first half. Johnson still looking for the response. Randall still looking for the killing blow. Here is the Randall sub. Galden comes back in for his earlier replacement, Tanner Gilpin. Randall does have the goal scorer, Charlie Cartwright, here on the bench for now. It's been Gabriel Lael for quite some time. Cartwright was a force in the attack throughout his time on the field. He had to come off earlier with an injury. Here's Bodie. Holy Bodie around 4 defenders. There are 4 blue shirts, now 5 blue shirts. First effort rejected. There's Stankovic with a shot. And here's York, who blasts it miles over the bar. York got trigger happy. And there's his surrender cobra. Under 19 minutes to go. Update from the other game in the Division II action right now from Pool B. It's Pensacola Christian and Moody Bible. Moody Bible has taken a 2-1 lead against 10-man Pensacola Christian. who received a first-half red card. So that game is at 2-1 in the second half. That is the 3 seed and the 5 seed. Here we have the 4 and the 6 in Randall and Johnson. Whitman, deflected pass, but it still finds its mark in Bodie. Bodie splits through 2 defenders. Chance with the right foot, but defended well. No shot there. Stankovic, nice little turn, but just a little heavy on the pull. Lyell steals it back. Edwards, off a blue shirt, now to play. Lara charging forward from his center back position. Stankovic trying to overload some things. York spreads it out wide. Whitman rips a cross in. That is not a quality cross. And right at Catania. Bodie. Pressured by Rogers. Edwards can't reach it, but it goes back to the back line. Things getting tense. 16.5 to go. Johnson knows that it's running out of time. Still plenty on the clock, but that will enter the back of their minds. It's been 1-0 since the Cartwright goal, midway through the first half. Whitman to York. York has options. Bodie, excellent pass through the lines to Bodie. Just a little bit too much gas, and it reaches Catania. Farrow to Lara. Lara goes up the middle. Edwards, a lot of space to turn. Edwards finally closed down by Miller. And Miller dispossesses him for a moment. Now wide to Whitman. Whitman backs to the touch. Guarded by Rogers. Here's Bodie. Bodie. Bodie goes deep for Farrow. Reese Farrow over to his center back partner, Lara. Advantage played, Johnson moving forward, and now the referee's going to pull it back. Actually, he's going to call another foul on Corotolo a little further ahead. Nope, they do call the initial foul. Referee tried to play advantage, but there were too many bodies there for it to truly be an advantage. Either way, here's a free kick chance for Johnson. Booted forward by Halliburton. Turned away. Here's Rowe to collect. Rowe sends it all the way back to Bridges. Up the line. Johnson throw. Here's Bodie all day to run. Rhines is shadowing him, cuts inside. Reinforcements arrive. There's Whitman to the left. Left-footed from Whitman. Charging with Stankovic. At the moment, Johnson has it. Bodie is fighting, and a foul. This is going to be a yellow card for Holy Bodie for accumulating fouls. The referee says, too many, I've spoken with you enough already. That's a yellow card for Holy Bodie. Bodie may be asking for a substitution as well, as he is just completely gassed. So Bodie comes off. So replacing Holy Bodie is Jeff Solis. Bodie comes to the bench and is out of gas. 13 minutes to go. He has been a consistent force up front for Randall. Just not enough in the tank to continue. Charlie Cartwright is also readying to come into the game. Couple of substitutions on the side for Johnson as well as they push for an equalizer. It has been tough sledding up front for Johnson all day. Here's Whitman cutting in from his left back position. Stankovic filters it out to the far right. Lyle, Stankovic. Not a lot of space down there on the right. Stankovic trying to get around a defender, cannot do so, and tackles him football style. That's one of the easier foul calls the referee will ever have. That was a good form tackle out in space. Grab the ankles. I learned to form tackle when in high school playing scout team defense. Our running back, who ended up turning into an NFL linebacker, running into the secondary, took one too many shoulders from an eventual NFL linebacker and decided, I think I'll ankle tackle from here. Good ankle tackle from Stankovic. Up the left, Whitman. Nice step by Corotolo. Corotolo down to the ground. Ref tries to play advantage. I think that's what he's doing here. York, as Edwards making a run. Chipped in for Edwards. Here's a chance. Oh, just wide. Corner. Edwards put off just enough that they work a corner. That was an excellent run through the midfield and an even better ball from Corotolo, chipped over the top, right in the path of Aaron Edwards. Forced a save from Catania. Whitman to take this corner. Subs still readying on the side here with 10 minutes to go. Clock continues to be a factor. Left foot from Whitman. That's a good boot to the far post, headed away. A lot of traffic there. Finds a blue shirt, not a gold. Off the crossbar. Speculative effort from the center back, Reese Farrow. Saved by Catania, up off the crossbar. Guilherme Catania has been nearly unbeatable. It took a worldie from Charlie Cartwright to find the back of the net. That has been the only thing to beat Guilherme Catania so far in this game. Another corner. Chipped up in front of net. Popped high in the air on the punch. Catania may have had the space to catch that. Whitman, speculative effort just over the crossbar. Randall's had some high-quality long-distance efforts. Substitutes will finally come in. Cartwright will be in for, looks like Stankovic. For Johnson, Ethan Ridge comes in, and so does Tanner Gilpin. Gilpin is back in. He was a substitute off the bench earlier. So for Johnson, Ridge takes a spot as a center back. For now, it looks like he's replaced Branson Bridges. Sorry, Bridges has moved up into midfield. So he's replaced a midfielder. Stay tuned for our score of the game. 7 minutes to go. Just one goal in this, but it feels like one could come at any moment. Randall has been in the ascendancy over the last few minutes, but both teams have taken turns with opportunities in front of net. Johnson knows they need one more to tie this and send it to overtime. Randall can kill it off with one more. At the moment, not much of a choice for score of the game. Cross in front of net, but there's nobody there at the far post. Giving chase was Jeff Solis. Off the bench, he's got plenty of speed and plenty of gas. Corotolo. Whitman there to challenge. Taken away by Johnson. Galden. Now Gilpin. And it's out of play to Johnson. Tapped out by Kearns. Johnson throw. Five and a half to go. Rowe bursting forward, being chased by York. Nice tackle to stop that. Excellent tackle from Renan Lara, the senior captain. Lara stopped that counterattack in its tracks. Corotolo comes off. Into the game is Mo Al-Roob. Whitman trying to beat his mark in Kearns. Whitman is fouled. And now a cramp for Fraser Whitman. They're going to stop the clock at 4:20. Set piece chance. Whitman's good and ready to take. On his feet, here's the left foot. Looped to the far post, header, it's in! 2-0, and Randall will come away victorious. Reese Farrow rises high to meet it, and a perfect delivery from Frazier Whitman finds its mark. What a fantastic header at the far post. Brilliant goal, and that will wrap things up. Frazier Whitman picks out Reese Farrow, the center back, rising high in the scrum to head it past the nearly unbeatable Guillermo Catania and seal the deal with 4 minutes to go. Johnson looking for a response. They only have 3 minutes left to get 2 goals. Seems a very tall task. This game was begging for one more, whether it tied it up or put it up 2-0. And Randall grabbed the decider. Cross is blocked. That will be out for a corner, but precious seconds tick away. Corner won by Gunnar Rogers. Here's Gauden to take. Gauden with the left foot. It's a low line drive. That's not going to get it done. Got to beat the first man with the corner. Edwards. Farrow. Forward. There's a substitute, Solis, who was looking for York. Solis giving chase now. Spun around and saved by Miller. Whitman. Excellent ball up forward for Solis, but it's defended nicely and cleanly by Rhines. Sent forward by Halliburton with 1 minute to go. 1 minute for Johnson to send in a prayer for a miracle in this game. Otherwise, Randall is on its way. Whitman with 40 seconds left. Burst of speed for Whitman. Here's Solis. Oh, Solis had Whitman on the overlap. Good tackle. doesn't come off. In comes York. Look out. Bodies everywhere. Stop the clock with 20 seconds to go. Down the right. Under 10 seconds. That'll wrap things up. Lyell. Amode. And that is the ball game. Randall, the 4 seed, moves on with a 2-0 victory, a hard-worked victory with 2 fabulous goals over a tireless Johnson team that put in a fantastic shift. The 4 seed moves on with a 2-0 victory. Let's get you our score of the game presented by Score International. Can't look much further than Charlie Cartwright's opener. Only 2 goals to pick from in this game, but this probably would have been our score of the game even if there were 10. A wonderful left-footed effort. We won't talk about if he meant it or not. Either way, it found the top corner from a great distance out. And Charlie Cartwright picked out our score of the game from deep in the Kissimmee night. So, 8 games, 2 fields. That does it for our Tuesday slate. Much more to come throughout the week. Tomorrow, on Field 5, we have one Division I women's game between Erskine and Warner. 3 Division I men's games. In fact, 2 of them are deciding games to see who will reach the semifinals. The winner of the 1 versus the 6, Bethel and Bethesda, will reach the semifinals. The winner of the 3 and the 4, Campbellsville and Erskine, will reach the semifinals. And then Pool B has gotten a bit messy, so there's a number of different potential outcomes between Grace and Carolina. Those games on Field 3 and 5, either 2:30 or 5 o'clock. Then, 7:30, more Division II men's. Bob Jones takes on this Johnson team, and then Grace Christian meets with Moody Bible. That is our slate tomorrow. Hope you join us. Tonight, 2-0. Randall tops Johnson to cap things off here in the Division II pool play. This is the NCCAA